Hello and welcome back to Tattoos, Cards and Games. Unfortunately, we had some technical errors on the day, so the beginning of the quarterfinal and semi-final rounds are missing, although we did pick up very quickly that the cameras have been stopped, so we haven't missed too much. On the right here we've got David Appleby, and on the left we've got Alexander Williams. I think both have been showcased in previous videos of earlier rounds, but yeah, some very interesting interactions here. So, to mention, this Category 10 Water Wind deck has been really interesting at this particular event. Obviously, David's done really well with it up till now to make it to quarterfinal. But yeah, so let's just get into the game. So David here looking like he's already taken 3 damage, and now seeing Alexander playing into a Lena special. So this is going to retrieve a 3 cost back to field. It will enter dull. Looks like he's either sport for choice or just can't make his mind. Here we go, so into an Axe Star. So he's going to get that entrance ability. So that's going to dull freeze all forwards other than cost 3. And it's going to, I believe, deal 6k, 1 for Yuzuki, 1 for himself. So that's dealt with that Lulu. We go into combat. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think we had a block declaration with Yuna, and then because Yuzuki took, I think, 2,000 less, neither of them broke. It was just a misread or something, odd interaction, misplay maybe from Alexander. Anyway, here looks like we see a brother searched into, well, be a category 10 character. I missed what one it was. Was it the Piranha or the Pain? Anyway, Piranha will enter, so that will trigger Tidus. Choose something to deal 4k, plus it will do a 2k reduction. Pain enters, so that would deal the second 4k, or no, it would deal 4k to Axe Star due to Tidus's ability, and activate 3 backups. So we're thinking about a Lunar Freya here. Okay, so instead of the Lunar Freya, looks like we've gone for an Emperor. I mean, I would say it feels a little late game for Emperor at this point, but I suppose with Tyva Center, then it's Search. So, no, it makes perfect sense against Warriors. I don't think there's that much retrieval from Break Zone with Alexander's deck, but there's definitely a lot of search. So yeah, paying 5 for a Cloud. This is the new Cloud, so when it enters you can choose 2 of 4 abilities. I think it's choose a 4 deal at 8k, choose a monster, break it, choose 2 cards in your opponent's break zone, remove them and draw a card, or let's see, there's another ability, I'll have to look that one up. I can't remember the fourth ability. It looks like he chose anyway to deal 8k to the Una and break the monster. So now it looks like was that a Furion swing and then a Zac to finish off damage? I'm not sure. Zac definitely finished something off. So it looks like Dave's hit an EX whacker. It's going to bring back another brother. Is that a brother? No. It's definitely one of the Cat 10 backups. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure. Okay, so casting a Chocobo, returning the pain to hand, and drawing a card. There we go, playing the Lunar Flare for the dig. So I don't think there's that much EX to trigger. Probably going to pull back the Una here. Yeah, I think Una's probably the one to pull back because it's going to, I think, what is it? Does it bottom deck something on entry? Probably feeling a little low-handed here because you don't really want to discard the Una to play the pain for the reactivation to do nothing, and then you don't want to discard the pain, which is essentially free to play next turn, to play the Una. I think there's also the issue of costing water there anyway. So I mean, it looks like here we're just gonna force block twice, and then it will just be lost for game. Yeah. And no EX. So that'll be a sweep, and we'll go to game 2. Yeah, I forgot to mention these quarter, semi, and final rounds are best of 3. We gave the players a time cap of 110 minutes. I believe. No, sorry. No. An hour and 10 minutes, sorry. Not 110. So Alexander Williams taking the first round. Yeah, so David apologising to the camera there. So he actually made a mistake when he was playing the Lunar Freya. He overpaid. Alexander did make him aware, but not until the turn after, and because there wasn't a judge at table side at the time, it was allowed to go through. Although Alexander, if he noticed that, probably should have mentioned it when he noticed it and not waited the turn, but I mean, it just slipped through. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Oof. Right, so playing into a brother, going to search a category 10 forward. Looks like he's chosen Tidus straight off the bat, which makes perfect sense. I mean, when Tidus comes in, it flickers a backup. And when it flickers a backup, it means that you basically get a 4K ping automatic. Looks like Alexander's playing into a warrior. Which is just a nice 2-cost, easy first turn, whacker, so it's going to flip the top 3. I imagine, yeah, I mean, that's probably the best choice at that point, with a witch in hand as well. I mean, maybe he's setting up for the monster play this game. Although he didn't take a realm on his flip. I can't remember if we saw the wrong. Okay, so anyway, Alexander going into a Tyvas. See, this is when you want that Emperor on field, nice and early. Anyway, Tyvas, trigger search. I mean, usual choice here is going to be Axstar or Mog. Yeah, and in Mog. Mog always great first turn Axstar because it's just going to slow your opponent's field. It's going to slow your opponent's curve. There we go, so Tyvus effect to play Riku. Riku entering in one of the, is it a Soldier Operative or a, it's definitely one of those Cat 7, I think. So, yeah, so I think that's the first time we've seen Riku come in like that, but I knew that card was going to see some play in Warriors, and playing into a backup that can draw you a card is great value. Right, so here we're playing the 5 play into Tidus, so that's going to flick a brother. So we're going for the 4K. Yeah, so it's going to do a 4K twice. You've got the 4K for the Tidus entry, then it flickers the brother. When the brother re-enters, you get the other second 4K, and you get the search again. Right, so they've played a Piranha, now Alexander's playing into a Volker. So that's going to allow him to search for 2-drop Warriors. Yep, so it's automatic Tyvus search. See what else he goes for, most likely an Axstar. Yep. Oh, change of mind. Okay, so it looks like he chose to search an Iron Eater instead. So here we're going to see a reduced cost to play the Tyvus this turn because of the Volker. So Volker will also see that every time a warrior is put from the field to the break zone, you get to deal 4K, I believe, to one forward opponent controls. So here we go. So now the Tyvus is on field. The Tyvus can search the Axstar. Tyvus effect, bringing in Mog, so we get the draw. Volker really putting in some work in this warrior build. Right, so we're past turn. So Dave just really needs to be able to play enough Cat 10 characters. Oh, here we go. So you... Oh no, it looks like we're having a change of heart. So we're playing a Witch, waiting for a response. So there we get the draw. Counters building up on that Sahagin Chief, and now we see playing into the Yuna. So we're going to do a 4K ping here due to Tidus, which I imagine most likely is going to be a 4K ping to the Mog, and then Yuna will, I believe, bottom deck something. So Alex cracking the Mog in response to turn off search for the turn. Volker dealing the 4K to Witch. Okay, so it looks like he cracked the warrior to deal the additional damage to Witch by Volker's ability. So now David really has the upper hand. Just clarifying there that Piranha is not actually a forward at this point. Okay, so Leo to get the draw, possibly looking for something particular. Okay, so moving to combat, swinging with Volker. And just pass. Okay. So, I mean, one Cat 10 entry will deal with Leo. So here we go. We see Tross come in, deal a 4K, and then Piranha come in. Yeah, which just allows everything else to swing straight through. Now it looks like Alexander hit a Cooch on the damage, so he's I think 8 card handed here. So Wade entry dealing 7k to the Tidus. So I imagine we're probably going to see a overpayment for a Zac here just to finish it off. Okay, just correcting his payment here because he hadn't paid the correct element to cast Wade. So many cards in hand, yet I suppose so many choices. I mean, is Alex just playing with him at this point, or what are we going to see? Okay, so another Leo. And maybe he's digging for fire so that he can play Zac to finish off the Tidus. Moving to combat. What are we doing here, Alex? What are we doing? I feel like it's going to be an overpayment. I feel like there's going to be a Zac LB. Yeah. So here, activating the Sahagan Chief to return the Tidus. Okay, so here we pay 5. Tide us back onto field, so we're going to trigger a 4K, and we're going to flicker the whacker to flip the top 3. And we're going to Amat. Okay, so this doesn't kill Tidus, but it is going to resolve the Leo because of the time he Amatted. He Amatted in response to Whacker and not in response to the entrance ability of Tidus. Okay, 5, and we're playing into a cloud again. So I imagine we're going to see the same thing here again. It's going to do an 8K and break a monster. Volker swinging in again. Swinging with the Wade as well. And we hit another EX. Another whacker on the EX. So it looks like he chose a Sahagin Chief. I suppose now what you want is really low cost category 10 characters, because the more you can enter, it's just 4K pings, and you want to try and resolve some of those forwards now. Okay, so here we go. Every enter, 4K to Volker. Tap 2, place a Hagen Chief, deal another 4K. Volker's ability when he goes to the break zone, deal 4K to get rid of the Piranha. Draw a card for Piranha. Paying 6, so this is going to be a Luna Freya. And here we go, flip 5. Probably going to be the Yuna or the Piranha. Start putting those counters back onto Hagen Chief and pass into Alex. Okay, so moving straight into combat, declaring attack with Cloud. So he's going to turn off Wade's ability to draw a card for the Cooch on the damage. Swings with Wade, blocks with Tidus. So here we're going to see another Zac, no doubt, to finish off the Tidus. And there we see Tidus go. And passing back over to Dave. Oh no, he does not have another Tidus in hand. Sure, so here we see 5. It's going to flicker the brother and deal 4K to the Zac. So now brother's going to trigger another search and we get the Yuna back. It just seems that no matter what Alexander does, David just keeps getting his field back. Discarding a Una, tapping 1 to play a Una. There we go, so we're going to bottom deck the Cloud. Okay, combating with Lunafire. Oh, and he saw his other Cloud go into the damage zone. So it looks like we've got 3 cards in hand on Alex's side right now. And it's a sweep. So, second round goes to David Appleby. So going into round 3 here, it could be anyone's game. I mean, if David can play with the same strategy and get the same kind of draws in the next round, it could be his, whereas Alexander as well, you know, that warrior package is really strong at the moment. It does really well. So, like I say, anyone's game. So no, they're only maybe 25 minutes in, I think. And we're all ready to game 3, so some nice fast-paced action. So I believe it is Alex's choice to go first. And it looks like he's sticking, so he must have sunk. Oh, no, it was a mulligan. I'm sure he drew 2 off the top before he mulliganed. Maybe I missaw. Maybe he had 3 and then... Okay, so paying 4 into a Princess Sarah. So it's going to search for Job Prince, Job Princess. Surely this is just a Elena search on that. Oh, okay. So we've got, is that Edgar? Okay, so paying 2 for the Lena. And paying a further 4. Into a brother. So is brother just... No, it's not just a... Here we go. It's not just his Tidus searcher. Let's get a Una. So I wonder if he already has the Tidus in hand. Yeah, it looks like he does. Will it be the fabled 5 or 7? Nope. So we're playing a Larsa. It will be a Tyvus or a Volca, I imagine. Yep. So Tyvus. Maybe opted for the Tyvus because he knows that he can cost it this turn. Trying to perhaps give himself the advantage of tempo, opposed to searching for the Volca. Yeah, looks like he's thinking about whether to play it. No, he just passes. So, back over to David's side. So here I imagine we see the 5 into the Titus. Oh, no. So we're playing around. Okay. Different setup this game. So we're searching a Evray. And an Atomos. So now he's going to have the advantage of reactivation each turn. And looks like we're playing into an Emperor. Nice early game Emperor, exactly where you want it. Especially when you know Tyvus is coming. Oh, and Alex preempts and turns it off with a Cooch. He's obviously planning on doing some searching. So here we go, paying the 7 into a Volker. So Volker's just doing so much right now. We know he has the Tyvus in hand already. So picking a Furion and Warrior back up. Ditching 1 to play Tyvus, trigger search. Obviously Tyvus cost is reduced because of Volker. Digging out an Axstar. No Mog action. Maybe Alex feels like David's searching is pretty much already done. Noting that if that Emperor was active right now... Oh, there we go. He had the Mog in hand. Yeah, if that Emperor was live right now, David would have drawn 3 cards for that turn. Volker search, Tyvus search, Mog draw. Cooch to turn off Volker, draw a card. Paying 5 into Titus. Looks like he's flickering the brother. So 5k to round, although no, he can't actually deal the 5k because he cooched the Volker already. Cracking the Mog to turn off search. And passing turn. So a nice preempt there to turn that Volker off before destroying it. Here we go with Alex, tap 2, paying 4. So he's playing a Selfie. So she will choose a fire card in your break zone, I believe. Return it to your hand. And just a pass. There we go. So pay 3 for a Waka. We're going to deal 4k to the Tyvus due to Titus. Taking a Piranha. Tap 1, enter Piranha. So it's going to have a 2k reduction and a further 4k for Titus. So that's going to finish Tyvus off. And now we can just go ahead and swing with all the forwards. And we're using Evray to reactivate a backup and passing. So Alex's hand is just stacked. He is just stacked. I suppose he hit a Lenary X, so that gave him an extra draw. So what, he must have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 in hand. So tapping one. Looks like potentially going for a 5 for another Tyvas maybe. I'm thinking hard here. So tapping down Larsa instead. So we're going to Cooch the Emperor again by the looks of it. So will we now see a Tyvas? Oh. Or a Volker again, actually, it looks like. Yep. So here we go. Search 2-job warrior. There's the Tyvas, and I suppose either search another one for element to be able to cost its fire, or if you've already got fire in hand, I mean, search for something else. And we're going for a Yuzuki. I mean, Yuzuki, I suppose it's going to make the difference here, because stack damage won't happen with Yuzuki on field. So discarding for fire, paying the Tyvas, search triggered. And we're picking the Furion. Tapping 1, paying 3, so here we go, seeing a Zac, so it's going to ping 3k to a Tidus. Zero Tidus effect to enter Axstar, so it's going to dull freeze all forwards of cost other than 3, and it's going to finish off the Tidus, I believe. See, it's dealing, what, 3, 6, is it 9? Okay, so Lena specialing into a Witch. It's going to allow for the draw. And it looks like we're doing the power reductions to Yuzuki. So upon resolution, Axstar just doesn't have enough 3 costs to be able to resolve the Tidus. Really smart play there. Like I said, some interesting interactions with this deck. So here we go with the Tross entry. Volker's effect to get rid of the realm. And swinging through there. Axstar unfortunately tying down his own forwards. Apkalu for draw. So now we need a forward presence, otherwise that Axstar has gamed himself. So 5, playing into a Cloud. So it looks like we're just deciding which monster to break. So that's Witch and Tross. So here on the stack, in response, we're going to sack the chosen monster plus the Apkalu to finish the Cloud. and enters Furion through Tyvus effect. And we're going to swing. I think now this is just for tiebreakers. Yeah, it looks like Furion swing just for tiebreakers. Issue the 1 point of damage. David just moved to combat. And no EX. So that is game. Sorry it's taken so long to get round to our semi quarter final. But hopefully the next videos will be up in the next week or so. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.